This little demo is just to talk about some of your options for various lighting tools. I'm going to start with the cheapest possibilities and move on from there. This is a simple contractor's light which you can find at places like Lowe's and Home Depot. If you find them on sale, they sometimes get down as low as $15. It's a 500 watt quartz light. Sometimes they come with a tripod and two heads. This particular one was about 25 bucks. It wasn't on sale. But you know, this is kind of the light it puts out. It's a nice 500 watt light. It's a good starting point for things. It can be then put through a diffuser or bounced off a piece of foam core or bounced off a wall to get a softer light. It's limited, but it is useful. Now we go to slightly bigger guns. This is a Starlight 1000 watt quartz light in a Silver Dome softbox. You can see the prices there. Those are approximate, but they give you an idea of the cost. Here's a close-up of it. It's just a simple quartz light holder with an on-off switch. These are referred to as hot lights, and it's not without reason because they get extremely hot. There is the bulb that goes in it. They last for a really long time, and the good thing is that their color balance stays quite even throughout the life of the bulb. But the other thing that's nice about using quartz lights is the learning curve is relatively simple because what you see is what you get. This is a Lowell DP 1000 watt quartz light. A little bit more expensive, $300. You can see the padded handle there, and that's a big advantage when you're dealing with hot lights like this. It gives you a cool place to grab hold of to change the light. It comes with a barn door set like this that allows you to put it, make the light into a strip or otherwise reduce it. This is a close-up of its bulb. Again, these bulbs keep a very constant color temperature, and they have a really long life. I've had some of these bulbs last for years. Okay, now we move to the flashes. This is a Nikon SB800 speed light. The newer version is the 900. They cost as much as a expensive manual or expensive point and shoot digital camera, and trust me, the menus on them are just about as complicated. This can be done with radio remote. It's got a built-in slave unit so you can trigger it with other strobes. It's got lots of bells and whistles, and there is a learning curve on this. It takes some time to learn how to use it. The red area in the middle there is the eye that when the light flashes, it sees how much light is reflected off the subjects and then can control how long the light is on. This one is also a smart flash, so it actually does it through the lens. So it's actually monitoring how much light is striking the collection plate inside your camera. It comes with some little accessories like this. There's a number of things that you can get. There's some really nice little clip-on nylon diffusers that make the soften the light and otherwise shape the light. I generally use mine on an arm like this, which gets the light out of the axis of the lens, eliminates red eye and such things. The head flips upright, so you can bounce it off the ceiling, you can bounce it off a wall, you can do a lot of things to make the light softer, less obvious. Direct flash on a camera, as you know, is very obvious. It's a contrasty light with sharp shadows. The diffuser and doing tricks like bouncing the light allows you to sort of mitigate that. Now we go to an inexpensive, what's called a monolight. In a monolight, the power supply for the flash is right up here in the head, and you can see the controls. That's a power cord coming out of it. This would plug directly into your camera, into the PC sync cord adapter in your camera. If your camera is a lower end SLR, it may not have a PC adapter, but there's a handy little thing you can buy for about $15 that slides into your hot shoe and allows you to plug an external flash like this into your camera. This is a pretty nice little set that my students at the university use. It comes in this nice soft case. It's 2 heads like this, 2 umbrellas, 2 stands, and all the power cords you need. You only have to plug one of these into your camera, and the other one has a built-in slave unit that will fire when it sees the first one fire. And that works pretty slick because it all happens at the speed of light, so they essentially flash at exactly the same instant. Now we move to the bigger guns. This is the Speedotron Blackline, which is what I use in my studio. The light head, each individual light head costs, that's a pretty good price, about $225. You can see the sort of helical coil. That's the flash tube. Inside it is a quartz light, which is the modeling light. That allows you to see what the light is going to be illuminating, lets you see where the highlights are, where the shadows are. But when you take the picture, what happens is the black box there is the power supply. The way all electronic flashes work is that whatever the power supply to the light is, it has a capacitor bank in it. And a capacitor is sort of like a bucket that holds electricity and discharges it all at once. And in this particular case, the light and the power supply is a 2400 watt-second power supply. To give you an idea, the small strobes that the SB800 that I showed you earlier, that's about probably 100 watt-seconds. So this is 24 times stronger. You can also see that the power supply there allows me to plug 6 different lights into the one unit. So I only need 1 power cord. I can run one to the camera. I can use a wireless remote on it. I can put a slave unit in it. I could trigger it with a small strobe on the camera and then trigger the big power supply with that. This is a little close-up view. You can see that I can plug 6 different lights into it, and I can vary the power to all of them with the switches and the dial up on top there. The brown cord would plug into the PC cord to my camera, or as I said, I could use a wireless remote with it as well. It comes with it either comes with or you can get any kind of accessory you want. Umbrellas, big light boxes. There's zillions of different things that you can put these lights into or bounce them off of. They're very, very flexible. Okay, now just a little bit about tripods. This tripod is a favorite of mine. It's a really well-designed tripod. You can find them on eBay. It's called a Tiltal. They've been around forever. They're aluminum, they're very sturdy, and they're lightweight. They're a pretty good backpacking tripod. There are some really nice tripods now that are carbonite that are also very lightweight and are good for backpacking. The main thing that you want with a tripod is you want it to be extremely strong. If it's not stable, you might as well not even buy it because it's going to be worthless. Don't get a wimpy tripod. This is the logo on the Tiltal. This is a really old one. They still make them. They make them in silver and black, but you can find them on eBay, and they're pretty reasonably priced. It's one I would recommend. The one on the left here is one of the big guns of tripods. It's a very, very strong, solid, and obviously not too lightweight tripod. The tripod itself comes separate from the head that's on top. In this case, the tripod was about $300 and the head was about $150. There's a number of different kinds of heads that you can put on it to do different things. Manfrotto is a very, very good manufacturer. There's a number of companies that make excellent tripods. This one is sort of a leftover from the days when I used to shoot with large 4x5 or 8x10 view cameras, and I needed a big, beefy tripod that could do anything. So that's pretty much it. These are just samples. There's a number of different companies that make products just like this. The Studio Strobes, the one that I showed you was a $1,500 power supply. They go all the way up to $6,000, $7,000 with more bells and whistles. So there's lots and lots of options.